What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and this dude right here that we're going to be playing, very, very unique. It's not often that players come out with all secondary players activated. It has their benefits, but it also has a lot of, negative effects for your team, and I learned that the hard way because there was a point when I chose all secondary players to have the abilities activated on, and in certain cases, it can be very, very detrimental to the outcome of the game because a lot of the players up front, let me just break it down real quick. Like I said, I had to learn the hard way. At least one player in your front seven, if you're running 3-4-4-3, whatever you're doing, even if you're running dime, nickel, whatever, and it's the front four, you guys should have somebody on that D line or a linebacker with an ability that's going to help you get a pass rush. For us here at GmiasWorld, we chose to go with, Warren Sapp, who is a no-brainer. The dude makes everybody else better because he creates so many problems. But as you can see in the beginning of this game, the dude is dominating. You know what I'm saying? Like, the dude literally came out with the full intention of locking up everything that's going to be with the pass, and then possibly thinking that he would be able to, pretty much be able to go ahead and make everything else possible. With the way, the way that his defense worked out, it would make everything else possible with all of the things that he wanted to do with his game because he knew that the outsides would be covered primarily because he has those great corners who are powered up in the game. Now, at this point, Byron Jones and Night Train Lane, in my opinion, are two of the top corners in the game. Probably, we could argue the best, right? And you could see that his Taylor Mays was chemmed up to a 99 overall, whatever. Like, he has certain chems that makes the players even better. So he's just looking for cleanup duty. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, it sounds weird that I'm saying duty, but, like, I'm saying D-U-T-Y, not duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. You guys have really ridiculous sense of humors. But look, this is the situation, right? It actually makes sense what he's doing, but I don't think it's safe for a lot of us to do that. Because the only reason that Kevin Green and, dudes like Jadeveon Clowney gets that immediate pass rush is because Warren Sapp is a monster. And later in this video, I'm going to kind of break it down and show it to you, like what I mean by that, because a lot of you guys are still asking me about, what is his impact? Gmi, are you really, really sold on Warren Sapp? And the answer is absolutely, okay? Because a lot of you guys have went above and beyond and put Sprinter on him. I have not done that because of the acceleration. I explained to you guys why I think that he's so much better than a lot of the other cards. Right there, we got no animation. I'm still on that situation of going after, Kittle, seeing if he can kind of make moves. I did experiment a lot this game with having him in the slot, just throwing him streaks. And I'm going to be honest with you, he made some plays like you saw prior, and then he had plays where EA predetermines that they're not going to allow him to jump. There is nothing that you can do about that. That's something with the game. So in certain cases, you will not get an animation, and the best thing that you can hope for is that you don't throw a pick. Like, that's the best thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's just part of the game in itself. But again, with the way that everything is, I get away with a lot of the stuff that I'm doing even more than I did before because Warren Sapp is in the dead center of the defense. Now, right there, he gets blocked pretty well. He could have ID'd him. Usually when he's ID'd, you can kind of notice what's going on because you immediately see it. Like, with the way that everything works out, it's sort of like, okay, this guy's getting blocked. Why is he getting blocked? As opposed to, I played another guy and he didn't get blocked at all. Well, the more advanced the player, the more they're going to take things into account. The double team, the ID, the mic, slide protection. When those things start getting evaluated, it's up to you to realize that. That's why I talk to you guys when I'm in the live stream, and I try to explain to you guys why I do certain things, because we have to adapt. Obviously, if you guys are subbed to my GmiasWorld Gaming channel right here on YouTube, yes, that is GmiasWorld Gaming, where I put my live gameplays in full there, you guys will see that I'll play somebody. Like recently, I got the brakes beat off of me in one of my videos where a dude was running 5 wide, and I stayed in what I was in. Like, I pretty much stayed in my bare defense. And a lot of you guys were laughing about it like, yo, bro, just run nickel. Well, if I run nickel, it's too easy. If I run dime 146, it's too easy. I don't want it easy, bro. Like, I want to go and find different ways to do things. Now, I know that, some of you guys might be like, yo, but, you should always go for the win. I am trying to win, but I'm trying to see the capabilities of what defenses can bring. Now, in those sets, I agree. It would be much easier for you to defend a set in those specific defenses, but overall, like I said, because I've been experimenting so much with 3-4 bear, I wanted to stay in it. It was a choice that I made, and at the end of the video, I was able to figure out how to defend it with 3-4 bear. So it's not like we don't learn as we go along. It's what you're willing to lose. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like with this guy right here, he understands that regardless of who he plays, the wide receivers, unless they have abilities, is a non-factor because his corners are activated, so it doesn't matter. That's what his mindset is. So if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. But we at GmiasWorld know we need somebody on that D line or our front seven to have an ability so that the other players there are going to make plays. And then we also know that it's probably key to go ahead. You see what I'm saying? No abilities, but he still has that press. He still has that zone. So we can still make plays. We don't need the abilities on the corner per se, but the safeties with the cleanup and getting that hit stick and getting that fumble at the next level if a run is broken, that's huge for us. And then with the players that we have on our D line, it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying, bro? Dudes are going to scream because you got to pay extra attention to whoever that D tackle is. You know, you guys want Mean Joe. I don't care what you're doing. I prefer Sap. Okay, and I've shown you guys a lot, you know, what Sap can do. I've tweeted it at GmiasWorld on Twitter, you know, Instagram, Facebook, all at GmiasWorld. I've shown you guys like, yo, this is why I like him. This is what he does. And, you know, to break it down a little bit more, take a look at this blitz right here, right? Look at me. You see what Sap does? Like, that's what you're getting. See, he's always causing some type of pressure. That's what he does. So if I don't have the ability on him, I'm not going to get those type of plays. And, you know, he's blocking everybody and trying to sit back there and throw it in the coverage. He's doing whatever he wants. He knows that Moss has abilities, and he's going to try to take advantage of it. That's why when I tell you guys to lab certain things, I want you guys to understand that there are benefits to throwing streaks, but I lab that, bro. I lab it. Like, I sit there and I figure out ways to try to catch it. When you play guys like this that have abilities on the cards, he's smart enough to know that the ability gives him the advantage. He doesn't need to do a lot of things. He just has to throw it up in the air. Post flag elite, streak specialist, and he has to get a lucky catch. When you lab it and you understand the way it works, it just makes you a better player. But it's no knock on him because he understands it. This game is primarily based on who has the best ability. So because of that, that's what he's going to do. He's going to make sure, like for instance, he has an ability on his running back. So he's moving around at a, you know, probably a lot better than most of us would, because you get that advantage. You immediately get that impact because of the abilities. You know what I'm saying? Like right there, the guy's probably going to take it for 6. He started doing weird things to my defense, and then I realized what he was doing, so we're going to go ahead and lock that up. You know what I'm saying? We got to lock it up. But again, this is another example. I chose to change what I was doing. I don't know, why did I just run backwards like that? I must have thought he was going to break the run. But I chose to change up the defense I was running because in this game, I just didn't want to lose. Obviously, because I was recording it for a video, so it's like, I can't really play around too much. Like, what am I doing here? So once he broke the run, I know to adjust, because sometimes in a lot of these trip sets, they get really condensed. And then you can't get outside the, you know, you can't get off the edge and you can't get off the block depending on what they're doing. I also will add that a lot of people are running on aggressive, and there's been very, very minimal holding calls. So when you see guys running up the field like animals and just doing whatever they want, and it's like straight, they don't care, trying to pancake dudes, it's a high chance that dudes are like clicking on and off with that whole aggressive, you know, run blocking and all that stuff. Because the only thing you have to remember though, when you're going to pass the ball, take off the aggressive run blocking, and it'll help you out a lot. Just so you guys understand, because a lot of you guys run it, but then you don't understand why you're being called all the time for those penalties. Well, realistically speaking, if you keep doing it, you know, like EA is going to stop it at some point. They can't have you just out there in the pass game just running around on aggressive, but they will let you get away with it, you know, with the run game to a certain extent. Because if you have better O linemen, realistically speaking, you're not supposed to get holding calls because those players should be better. And that's, you know, that's pretty much what it is. So you can see right now we adjusted the defense. Now we're getting sheds. We're able to play it a little bit better. He's going to go back and try to do the same weird stuff, you know, sending out 3 routes. He's blocking whatever amount he's doing. He's blocking 7 and just trying to do whatever he wants, and then he's going from there. But again, regardless of what this guy's doing, that's not our problem. Right here, we're going to get mossed. All right, so understand that's no abilities. That's just the guy chucking it in the air and wiggling his butt cheeks a little bit and getting a catch. And I have no problem with that, bro. You know what I'm saying? The dude gets it, but that's not often that people get that off on me, because a lot of them don't really know how to do it. But with that, he was able to get an animation. So pretty much the name of the game, as we all know, it's an animation-based game. If he gets the animation to jump in the air straight up, that's what's missing from a lot of these Maddens that was in Madden 15. No matter what happened, you were always able to jump upright. In this Madden, and a lot of Maddens before it, you're not able to get an animation. That's how EA kind of controls what goes on in the game. So even though your player's 6'5", 6'4", and Deion Sanders gonna fumble, dude got no abilities. Ronnie Lott just touched him and he fumbled. Those type of things are gonna happen. You're gonna sometimes get animations where you jump, sometimes you will not. And it's pretty much what it is. Like right here, the only reason he caught that was because he got into an animation where the guys are gonna automatically be running on his back. You know what I'm saying? So understand that that's the way. It has a lot to do with the way the game is. Right here, we just doing whatever we want, run and stretch, and just having a good old time. And it is what it is, with no problem at all. Now, we have to kind of come out and understand that we got to lock this dude up. We got to fix this. We got to make sure that this dude cannot score on us. We know what his offense is. We know what he's doing. And you see, I stopped passing a lot because he kind of isolated the fact that I can't really do whatever I want because the dude has 3 dudes in the secondary powered up, like activated. Everything is crazy. So we got to adjust to that. And that's what we were trying to do. So, as we go forward now, we got to look at it and it has to make sense with every play that we make because we can't make that same, we can't make those decisions to not be smart about what we're doing. But him right now, we know what he's looking for. Deep in routes, things like that. And we have to take that away. Right there, he just didn't have the time to get his protections right. He gets to delay a game. But again, I know what I have to do for the run game because I adjusted my defense. And guess what he's going for, guys? The in route. So we play the in route. And then that's it. And it's a wrapperoni with cheese. We watch Tillman, bro, Tillman got dreads? All right, cool, whatever. And he's going to go ahead, and then this man is going to have to go and do what he has to do, bro. Dude's going to have a push-up contest with his goldfish, and that's pretty much what he's doing. But it was very, very exciting to see somebody come out and do this. I haven't seen this in a while. For me, it's not the smartest thing to do. Can you still moss his dudes or beat them deep? You saw me do that anyway, but it's a different way to play it. I recommend having somebody in your front 7. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Be safe. One love, y'all.